My bad on some technical issues. We love
I blame
technology.
the dog.
Thank you, Nico, wherever you are. It's just messing with anything I have here. But it's I think what I was referring to is something that I completely forgot. But I also have another point that came up to my brain is throughout the industry and knowing set goals, kind of going aligns with the tech issues that we have is even in this, like the future of esport industry as a whole is just kind of rocky in that sense, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen. There's always these little instances that come up. I know William and me are on the thick of it with the paperwork all right there, but at the same time, it like we're hoping, like William said, the passion, and also Emil said as well, the passion that we want to be able to see these people coming into the industry from these collegiate sides or a different sides or even secondary. We're starting to see a lot of programs in just high school itself as well coming in to a lot of the different aspects of esports, just impacting from different angles, throwing all the passions, their love to gaming, and just to truly try to make a realm uh, of not only good jobs but also good moments and good experiences. One last little thing that I'm gonna probably bring up to you guys is just different stories, but what was some of the best coping mechanisms that you guys had when dealing with the stresses, apart from getting hobbies like I know Lena commented on being able to go out with some friends there during after to deal with burnout, but what was kind of your meditation aspects to deal with the stresses of the industry?
Oh man. Uh I mean, this isn't good, but this is what I did. Or like after any like really big event or like when the season's finally over, I just like didn't look at messages for like a week. The program's not going to burn down if we don't answer the emails today, you know? As you said that I do when dealing with stress. Just like I love self-care, I love skincare, all those things really relax me, so that's like personal things that I enjoy. But just being able to like kind of do nothing when you're just so used to the busyness. I'm not gonna lie, if I do nothing for too long, I really want the busyness back. But just finding that balance, it's a constant struggle for me to find it. I'm in a better place now than I was before, but I still can like just work forever. And I'm like, oh, I see the time, it's the end of the day and I haven't eaten yet. And I've been trying like to be better to not do that, you know? So
Yeah, I asked this question specifically just because we're all human at the end of the day, and we all have our own personal feelings, mentality, and health states, and it's just trying to give that kind of that personal connections to those that are watching to see how like yeah, they're very important, very very important people, and you guys are in high positions, but at the end of the day we are all a person, we're all someone, we have to take care of ourselves. Health is at a top priority, mental health even more so for every single aspect, every single person in this world is especially true. And I'm gonna move on to Emil next, but just to kind of, I forgot to ask you this question as well. That is apologies on my part. but it can kind of go hand in hand because I want to hear on not just obviously what you see yourself in the 10 years, but kind of also dive into that aspect with the whole legal jargon of the impacts you had to do with stress and maybe some things that you'll try to continue forward in your 10 years as well.
Sure. Coping mechanisms. I think the best things you can do, not just in esports, but pretty much anywhere, whether you're in a large law firm, whether you're with, your family life, your personal life, your business life, whatever, is surround yourself with good people and make sure that you can properly categorize the things you're doing in how urgent they are, how important they are. And that's going to do a lot for your stress levels. If everything's urgent and important, you're not categorizing them right. Focus on that top right quadrant, and things should go better. But as far as where I want to be, I just want to stay involved with the scene. The esports scene is going in a really, really interesting direction. If you guys listening or girls listening or whoever's listening are up for challenges, then this is the space to be in. There's so much opportunity with where it's going. Academic, collegiate, whatever you want to call it, is getting more and more kind of full and more involved, but we still haven't really found how it fits into all of this, how it fits into Path to Pro, how it fits into, how recognized these programs are, how they can be run like businesses, how can they be sustainable. A lot of universities and colleges are now building these, arenas. Like, is that a good move? Is that not a good move? Where is it going to go? So that's super interesting. Esports organizations are starting to try and figure out how to become profitable, how to become sustainable without venture capital money, coming back in every few years, which was the case before and isn't so much the case anymore. So esports is a super interesting space. It has existed for a while, but it's still early days, and we're still trying to figure a lot of it out. Myself personally, I do want to stay involved in esports. I think I'm more and more interested also in the gaming space more generally, just because obviously the two are tied in. But game studios is a really, really cool and interesting space in Canada, especially here in Quebec. We make a lot of really good video games, and I think all of us know here that gaming can be a big part of your life and a positive part of your life if done well. So I want to get more involved in both those spaces as the years go by, and
Is the same career path you see yourself in the future as well?
Yeah, I think in operations and business development, I've been moving away from legal for a while now, but I obviously still do contracts and IP, and I'm super happy that I understand that aspect and that I can deal with that aspect. But I'm more interested in the strategy and the sustainability of businesses than I am of the nitty gritty legal jargon, even though it can be super interesting as well, and it does make things work at the end of the day. So going back to what Hugo was saying, don't be scared of law school. I loved law school. I wouldn't have studied something else. I'm very, very happy with my background, and you can make a super interesting legal career like William has in a place where you have passion. And a lot of lawyers, why 50% of lawyers in Alberta, and it's not just alberta, it's everywhere, it's Quebec, it's Canada, it's worldwide, leave is burnout, and it's because they're doing a job in a space that they don't care about. So they're
I know that you might. Yeah, that's powerful. And I know that William might have some of the same struggles or difference, but anything you would want to add or remove, or your own little tidbit of coping mechanisms as well for you and your side of things.
Emil took the words right out of my mouth. He's where I actually see myself a lot of the time too is where Emil is 10 years too. I want to be a part of that. And a lot of the things that he's kind of spouting for there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. There's truth from what he's done and what he's achieved. Yeah, really keeping to your passions and making sure things are okay and you're surrounded by the right people is, I don't know if there's anything more to that really.
And anything
and
you
play
specifically
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, play Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah,
Still
there we
play.
go. The go-to.
Play.
And any kind of coping mechanisms that you do as well, just to kind of deal with the stresses of your career.
I would say reading positive comments helped. I think just for anyone, people complimenting you or saying a thank you just goes a long way. So that always helped me. So.
I love
Actually,
that. Hugo,
yeah,
you should tell people who are listening. We get too many negative. The people who love what we do don't say it enough. Please
Yeah.
true.
compliment people who
That's
are
very true.
organizing events, who are organizing these kind of podcasts, who are organizing just I know we love playing, but just take 2 seconds, tell them, yo, this was an amazing LAN, this was an amazing tournament. Because having been on the other side, the organizing side, we get the 3, 4 negative comments, and the positive. We know 90% of people loved it, but you don't share it enough.
Yeah.
I love that, Hugo.
Being able to hear some of the people that like I did throughout the time at Fuel Esports, just being able to hear just the mother and fathers, specifically the mother and fathers, when they go to these events, or when they are seeing the mother and fathers on bigger events as well, they truly thank some of the people that are, so even just like a volunteer there where they're genuinely thankful, goes such a long way. Being kind like that goes such a long way, and the de-stress, the feeling of overjoy and being like, wow, what I'm doing truly matters and is impacting someone. The same way that Lena described that she wanted to be in a different aspect and like a position where you're truly impacting the players directly and being able to hear feedback. I know for you that's got to feel amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
got to
try
feel
to
amazing.
be as close to. We have 6 teams, so it's a lot of people, but I try to be as close to them as much as I can. Be in their practices, be in their matches, and they're wonderful. They know I'm busy too, so they appreciate whenever I get to pop in and say. The head dev of TFT recently announced that he is no longer going to be engaging with the community because the negative comments were just finally too much for him. And even though there was still a lot of like positivity, like being able to talk to the dev of like the game you love is amazing, but because the negativity was so much, he decided to stop, for his own well-being, mental health, sanity, which like no one blames him for, but you don't really know what you have in terms of support volunteers until like they decide to stop, and a lot of people decide to stop because they don't feel like appreciated, like their things, that the things they do matter. So I think, like you guys mentioned, bringing up being kind, being appreciative, being thankful goes a really long way.
Yeah, I will never ever stop empowering people to truly take care of their mental health. And going through some tough times, everyone has been through each other's challenges, personal challenges. I will always in 100% employ for people to be with the people that truly care about you and go out of their way to help you, but also to go out of your way to help your own health, your mental health. Seek help if you are going through a tough time yourself, because it's not just this industry that has its troubles. Esports is stressful in a lot of different scenarios, which I feel like every single person in this call right now can agree to. But I genuinely think that it's the most, if not a crucial part of what you guys do at esports, is mental health and being able to empower yourselves and have the right mindsets to be able to give that experience to others. Apart from me, I think that's all the questions I have. But do you guys have anything, any last little tidbits you guys want to interject or say before we close off here?
I gotta say, at the end of the day, keep gaming. You can't stop gaming. You gotta keep going.
Yeah,
It's esports, it's gaming, but you can't let that stop you from gaming. That's the modality you gotta pursue every single day. Not every day, but you know what I mean.
If only games like GTA 6 did not get delayed and delayed and delayed. Oh, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for those multiple chapters of Deltarune and Tale 2 to come out. Still, I'll be able to play with them one day. It's close. But of course, I want to thank you guys for joining on. You guys have been all amazing, and just hearing the stories, the impacts, the challenges, and the passions that you guys have driven throughout your careers, not only empowers me, but I hope it empowers every single others. Even if it affects one person, that one person could make the difference in 5 years worldwide. Like we said, diamonds in the rough. Very, very powerful things. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to, before we close off, to thank our sponsors. Watch coming up soon. One of our first CIE tournaments coming up. We got a week-long activity, fun tournaments, and even more panels coming to you live tomorrow. So definitely check it out. And I want to thank William, Lena, Hugo, Emil. Thank you guys for joining. You guys have been amazing. We're going to sign off here because I want to see you guys in the next stream soon. Bye-bye.